like a cop. I think my feeling of being a cop has to do with the fact that I snitch on everyone. Pretty sure.
We're here at Rock the Bells 2009 idea.
Wait, what year is it?
You know what? I was reading some David Icke. Apparently the time-space continuum, everything's happening at the same time anyway.
Yeah, that's right. There is no time.
What's your take on the situation?
How
How can everything be happening at once? Yeah.
Well, because time is kind of constructed by your ego. It has to do with, in relation to space, I think it has to do with you separating yourself from different objects and then separating yourself from different events. So you kind of make it up in your head, you know? Like, there's a difference between me and you, and there's space in between us, and then that creates like a symbol of you that's separate from me. And so then that creates time, because at that point you're going to talk.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Behind the Music. We're going deep into the Minnesota hip-hop circuit and revealing a hidden lyrical genius, Idea. We received the coroner's report related to the untimely passing of my son, Michael Idea Larson. We regret to confirm the cause of death is listed as an accidental opiate toxicity. This statement was released by Kathy Averill, Idea's mother, shortly after the unexpected death of her son.
His ignorance with the response left to a crowded foster home by a 15-year-old mom. Never been held in anyone's arms. When you've never been moved, it's really hard to move on. A young saleswoman sets up shop when the sun sets. She'll make you wow, this dream's come true at a price you won't forget. The sadly married set up alibis, no harm, no regret, hoping they meet an angel in bed that could wrestle the devil right out of their heads. The city runs fast, no one has time to sit with themselves, no time to look into our pain or see the same despair. But everyone else, it's here, it's there, it's everywhere. Tears soak each card the dealer's dealt. Time taught me how to see every second as heaven, even though they're perfectly disguised as hell. And I refuse to let past bruises cover the light. It ain't all good, but it's all good enough, so I know I'm alright. Agony is truth, it's our connection to the living. I accept it as perfection and keep on existing in the now. I can only build if I tear the walls down. Even if it breaks me, I won't let it make me frown. I'm falling, but no matter how hard I hit the ground, I'll still smile. I can only build if I tear the walls down. Even if it breaks me, I won't let it make me frown. I'm falling, but no matter how hard I hit the ground, I'll still smile. Ear to ear, as if that's all I'm here for. Despite the wars founded by the rich, funded by the poor, kids barely 18 are dying, so billionaires can make more. Elsewhere, hungry mothers watch the baby starve to death in a beat-up shack on a dirt floor. The aged professor quotes freedoms without a path. Now he dresses like a widow and preaches love is dead in every class. But curiosity killed the cat and taught the dog in him how to act. And it burned his bridge to Jill, so he tries to drown the guilt with a bottle of Jack. Self-proclaimed rebels say we must oppose the system. You gotta take a stand. If you're not against them, you're with them. The signs read support the troops, bring them home, no more innocent victims. But when a homeless veteran asks for spare change, they're too busy protesting to even listen. And I'm no different, I live in conflict and contradiction. But it can be so beautiful when I don't reject what lies within. It's beautiful the way agony connects us to the living. I think of the world when I hurt and keep on existing in the now. I can only build if I tear the walls down. Even if it breaks me, I won't let it make me frown. I'm falling, but no matter how hard I hit the ground, I'll still smile. I can only build if I tear the walls down. Even if it breaks me, I won't let it make me frown. I'm falling, but no matter how hard I hit the ground, I'll still smile.
Minnesota indie hip-hop scene lost a talented and caring musician at the young age of 28. Michael Larson, more famously known as Idea, was a big part of the Minnesota underground rap scene. He and fellow rhymesayers, artists such as Slug, Ant, Brother Ali, I Self, Define, etc., took Minneapolis by storm, and many went on to great things. Born and raised in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Michael lived here in his entire life with a strong sense of pride for his hometown. Even as a young child, Idea was said to be quite a deep thinker, always questioning the world around him. The pattern continued into high school, where he attended Highland Park Senior High. Mikey had an issue with structure and often would challenge teachers' authority. One day, as his mom picked him up from school, he told her that he had gotten into trouble. He said teachers had locked a special education student in a room, and Mikey broke down the door to get him out. That was just the type of person Michael Larson was. He always wanted to help anyone he could. That story told by his mother, Kathy Averill, on a website dedicated to her son's memory. Although, all throughout Michael's life, he and his mother were very close. At the age of 14, Larson started writing lyrics, and it was obvious that he had a special gift with words, and unlike other MCs. Idea wrote about philosophy and took an introspective look onto the world. In the high school, he was known as wicked breakdancer and talented freestyle rapper. Everyone knew Mikey and saw the gift he possessed. At a party, he met Max Kelchen. The young DJ abilities was in a bad situation and without a place to live. Mikey instantly volunteered to let Kelchen stay at his home. Over the year that Kelchen was living with Mikey, they bonded over their love for music, and under the stage names of Idea and DJ abilities they became famous for profound lyrics and effortless turntablism. As Larson was working on writing and getting his music recorded, he created a reputation for himself as skilled freestyle battle rapper, winning competitions nationwide. At the age of 17, in 1999, Idea defeated Los Angeles rapper Peace. This is said to be his breakthrough moment. He went on to win countless battles, the two most commonly known being Scribble Jam in 1999 and Blaze Battle World Championship in 2000. With these wins, Larson earned a large amount of respect and fame throughout the underground rap circuit. Though he was well known for his battles, he never took it too seriously. He ended up using all the winnings to build a studio in his basement so he could record his own music. Idea once said, "What people don't understand is, when I was 17 years old, until the age of 19, I entered every battle I could and won most of them. I was never interested in it at a deeper level. The only reason I did it was because I love freestyling, and I thought I would be good at it, and I thought it would help me sell records."
The battle once caught the attention of record labels around the nation. An offer started to pour in, but the thing about Idea was he wasn't one to turn his back on his friends. So instead, he signed with independent Minneapolis label Rhymesayers Entertainment and continued to promote his work with abilities. I'm sure when the mass media thinks of hip-hop, they think of Drake, Lil Wayne, Waka Flocka, and other top charters. But I like to think of the independent hip-hop of Slug, Aesop Rock, POS, Immortal Technique, and others has much more integrity. This art is far more edgy than the Jay-Z's of this era. Those names may not be on the radio or winning Grammys, but for many, indie hip-hop is what gets them through the day. Twin Cities hip-hop is characterized best as alternative rap, underground rap, and conscious hip-hop, which was popularized by Atmosphere. Another style category sampled by Idea's music includes Midwest hip-hop, heavily influenced by Chicago mainstream and underground. Unlike popular hip-hop of today, the content of his music speaks heavily about politics, economics, and social issues. The beats used in his music are influenced by jazz, soul, and classic rock. Over the years, people have said you can measure a man's legacy by the amount of respect his peers have for him. If that's true, then Idea's legacy in hip-hop is legendary. Nominated by rapmusic.com as one of the 50 greatest battle rappers of all time, he became well known and respected throughout From across the board, of commercially produced artists to an underground rap battler, there is a sincere admiration for Michael's music. Few have come into the battle scene grabbing almost every win the way he did. Idea's commercial success is a little less glamorous. He has been part of 8 albums such as Firstborn, his debut album, and By the Throat in 2009. Something that made Idea a unique artist is that he would spend extended amounts of time between album releases, perfecting each song until he felt it was perfect. The majority of his fans were fellow Minnesota locals, though he did have small groups of admirers throughout the nation. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for tuning in, and while we honored a great talent that had left us too soon.